All 6 of them, well, all 5 of them were crazy. They had issues. I had one that was a crackhead. I had one that was a womanizer. I had one that was a habitual liar that believed his own lies. I had one that was a mama's boy. I had one that was an alcoholic, and then there's him.
And what's wrong with him?
I met Mr. Thacker about 4 years ago on a chat line. So I should have probably known then that it was going to be some issues. So we talked for a little bit, I guess about 4 days, and then we actually met. But when I opened the door, he wasn't at all what I expected. He wasn't my type. I don't even know why I end up dating him, because I usually date, doctors and lawyers, and he showed up to my house with Fred Sanford truck and some dirty tennis shoes. So I began to keep talking to him, and I kept talking to him, and he had an interesting conversation. He's very articulate. So then I learned that his family had a little money. So I said, okay, so let's just kind of stick around and see how this goes. So I did, and after a year of dating, we ended up getting married. But nothing like spiked it. I mean, nothing like happened. He was always dirty. He would leave his clothes on the floor. Now, mind you, his family had money, so he was born with a platinum spoon in his mouth, and he had a housekeeper. So he always had the housekeeper to run behind him and pick up his clothes. Well, when he got married, he thought I was going to run behind him and pick up his clothes. So wherever he take his clothes off.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Hang on. I'm going to get
He leaves his clothes in the middle of the floor thinking I'm the housekeeper. So I'm not his housekeeper.
Ms. Thacker, you have said so many ratchet things so early in this proceeding. I almost don't know where to start. You came out here and said you had a crackhead, a pathological liar, and, I don't even know all the... And he said, I normally date doctors and lawyers. I wasn't going to date him because he was a little raggedy, but I found out his parents had money, so I thought I'd stick with him. If money is your criteria, you're going to get all kinds of crazy people who aren't worth anything other than the money. That's just a word to the wise. Mr. Thacker, did you know that she felt you were worth her time because your parents had some cash?
It didn't matter to me. I was interested in her for who she was and not for her looks, not whether she had money or didn't have money. I knew what I had, past tense. I knew what I had at the present time. Okay, I had a good job. Still have the same job for the last 4 years.
But didn't it worry you that she didn't really want you for who you were, but more or less what she would be able to attach herself to economically?
Well, see, here's the thing. I knew that she had all those previous husbands, and I knew that I wasn't like that. So, yeah, I was born with a platinum spoon in my mouth. My father left us his construction company when he passed away. And, from that point, I carried myself the way that, I needed to be done.
So it didn't worry you that was...
No.
Okay. You say this current marriage took a turn for the worst in January. What happened?
Well, again, Your Honor, it wasn't really my type of hype from the beginning, but I stuck it in. But in January, we had to move back to my hometown. He didn't want to go. And so when we moved back, we ended up having to live with some relatives, or some relatives lived with us. It was my mother. Okay, so my mother and Russell don't get along. They don't see eye to eye whatsoever. She says that Russell, is his family, they're used to money, he's bougie and this and that, but he's not. You would think from having a housekeeper that he would clean up after himself, but...
She was just mad because I didn't grow up in the projects. That's what that was.
Oh, you saying I grew up in the projects?
No.
Oh, okay. No. But anyway, Your Honor, you were talking to me.
How could he be bougie? He's driving a Fred Sanford truck.
This is my mother's perspective on him being bougie. I knew what it was. See, when he come around everybody else, this is what he do. He dress up. but I live with him. So I know that, you know, he's dirty. He don't shave his head. He don't brush his teeth. I know all of this stuff. So.
You brush your teeth, don't you,
No.
Mr. Thacker?
She's exaggerating and lying.
I am not lying. So anyway, Your Honor, because you are talking to me.
I am.
Okay. So anyway, what happens is his daughter came to live with us, and it became chaotic from there. So we've just been one thing out there. But to top it all, the real reason is because we stopped having sex. We don't have sex. I haven't had sex since May of 2013.
Oh, she knows the month and everything. Why do you think you stopped having sex?
Well, Russell has some health issues that he needs to go and get seen about because he's always tired. He says it's because he's on the road. He works on the road as a photographer. So you can't be that tired hollering, get photos, get your photos. You can't be that tired from doing that. He's tired and he doesn't want to have sex because he's tired and he's sick and all of this stuff.
I love to have sex in the morning. When I try to have sex with her in the morning, she turns me away.
I heard what you said, Mr. Thacker. I did. When she was telling me that you guys weren't having sex because you claimed you were tired, you said it was because she had an affair.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
Well, she came up with this thing called the subhub.
Yeah.
The subhub is, I guess, somebody that
take your place when you ain't there?
Substitute husband.
Substitute husband.
And did she tell you about the subhub?
She
Yes.
Barely. She told me about it, but I didn't believe what she was saying. I thought she was just messing around or just playing, you know, but then it became real.
Do you have a particular subhub or do you let anybody substitute?
Well, I'm not taking applications, Your Honor, if that's what you're asking at this time. However, I have had more than one. I've cheated on him actually more than 12 times with multiple partners. I mean, if I'm not getting it from him, who I'm gonna get it from? Subhub.
And you've had 12 different subhubs?
No, 12,
Just 12
different occasions.
With
a couple of
with one or two subhubs.
Yes, ma'am.
And you told him about it.
I did.
What did you say? And
Russell,
why did you say it?
I said, Russell, we're not having sex. I need to be fulfilled. You're on the road. You're gone all the time. The subhub not is just for sex. First of all, let me say that. They're also for cutting the grass, fixing my car. There actually was subhub. Everything a husband does without the paperwork. I think everybody should have a subhub. It's a wonderful thing.
Mrs. Thatcher, you know, every time when I think you've reached the penultimate of ratchet, you outdo yourself. And with such calm and ease and I run around on him, told him about it too. And I think you ought to do it as well.
Okay, so this woman just walked into divorce court and casually announces her 6th marriage. And get this, the judge does the math out loud. She's getting rid of a husband roughly every 4 years, like clockwork. And then she just starts listing them off: a crackhead, a womanizer, a pathological liar who believed his own lies, a mama's boy, an alcoholic, and now husband number 6, Russell. And her explanation for why she even married this one: she admits on the record that he showed up to their first date in a beat-up truck and dirty tennis shoes. Wasn't her type at all. She usually dates doctors and lawyers, but then she found out his family had money. So she figured she'd stick around and see how it goes. Sir, that's not a love story. That's a financial decision with a wedding attached. And once they're actually married, turns out he just leaves his dirty clothes all over the floor because he grew up with a housekeeper and apparently expected his wife to pick up the role. This case is already unhinged, and we haven't even gotten to the actual reason they're in divorce court yet. Let's get into it.
Mr. Thacker.
Yes, ma'am.
When you found out about the subhubs, why did you not roll then?
Well, a big reason of it is because I really love her. And I felt that I could forgive her and we could get past it, you know. But then the guy started coming to our store. He started calling her. He started texting her via social media.
You talked to him? Y'all were friends?
No, we weren't friends. We weren't friends at all. He came by my store and was asking me about taking pictures he wanted to have a camera for his basketball team, you know, and I told him you could buy mine for $500, you know, but other than that.
You know, your wife doesn't seem remorseful at all about the
not.
things that she's done. Has she ever expressed any sort of remorse to you for the things that she's doing?
I told him I was sorry.
Yeah, but if you said it like that, he didn't believe you.
What
Your
about,
Honor,
I mean, he doesn't give me any attention. What am I supposed to do?
Your Honor, I believe if she was to read one of your books, she would possibly change.
You know what? I appreciate the plug and all that, and I think I'm a fairly intelligent woman, and I thought I wrote a couple of good books, but I can't help her. She needs a Bible, the Quran, and then maybe, and I only mean maybe, say you have a major problem with Mr. Thacker's hygiene.
Yes.
Tell me what he's not doing that you think he needs to be doing.
Well, sometimes he won't even iron his clothes when he goes out in public, and I look like this. He looks like this because I did that. I put all that together for him to come on the show. I have to tell him when to shave, when to brush his teeth, when to put on deodorant. I mean, he has bad hygiene, and he has bad halitosis, really bad. I've talked to him about trying to go to the dentist to get that fixed. Nobody wants to kiss somebody with halitosis.
Mm-hmm. I want to go over there and hug you. I do, because I feel so bad for you over there. You don't have to respond to those allegations if you don't want to. We can move on to something else entirely. Or would you like to defend yourself?
Well, she's completely lying. That's not true. That's not true.
You say that she's spoiled. I don't even know why I'm asking. But
I'm not spoiled.
Is there some outrage that she's committed that she hasn't already confessed to?
Oh, one, bingo.
What about bingo?
Bingo is an every night thing, especially with her mother. And bingo becomes
Me and my mother's time
$180
together.
a day, you know, out of my pocket.
How much?
$180 a day.
Do you spend $180 every day on bingo?
Not every day.
How many days a week?
Maybe 5.
You ever win?
Sometimes. But bingo is not my thing. I like to go to casino, but he won't let me go.
Oh,
He won't what?
He won't let me go to the casino.
absolutely not.
Good for you. You know, good for you.
We went to the casino for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
I got sick.
And our anniversary. It is on your birthday. Remember
Birthday
that?
and anniversary,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so I gave her my card reluctantly, and I told her to take $100 out and go and spend, that. She called me on the phone crying, saying that she spent $300. Okay, so of course I had to pretend like I wasn't mad. It's okay, because it was our anniversary. I didn't want that to be ruined. Mm-hmm. So the next morning, we took the deposit that we got back from the hotel. She spent that within 5 minutes and lost it. Okay? So I had to take $60 because I don't really gamble. I take $60.
Mr. Thacker, I have to interrupt.
Okay, so apparently Gervon has another guy in the picture. The man she cheated with actually starts showing up at Russell's own store, calling her, texting her through social media, and Russell, being the calm guy he apparently is, just says he wanted to buy a camera for $500. Sir, I don't think that's why he was really there. Then it just gets more unhinged. She's spending $180 a day, 5 days a week on bingo with her mother. And when the judge asks if she wins, she just says, sometimes. And then the casino story. Russell gives her $100 for their actual anniversary trip. She blows through $300, calls him crying about it. And he just pretends he's not mad because he doesn't want to ruin the anniversary. And then the next morning, she takes the hotel deposit and loses that too within 5 minutes. This woman is out here running through money like it's a competitive sport, and Russell is over here just quietly absorbing every single loss, financial and otherwise.
You said in your papers that your wife wanted to get a divorce a year ago, but you thought you didn't want to because you thought it wouldn't solve anything. I can't understand that at all. Why don't you? Is that what you said? That you didn't want a divorce that she asked for a year ago?
I believe in marital vows and I take them seriously. Anything can be worked out, okay? As long as we're not beating up each other and, and going through spousal abuse or anything like that.
What about spousal alienation of affection?
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. Why do you want money for alienation affection when, in fact, you admit to cheating on him?
Well,
and he's never gone anywhere on you.
I wouldn't have to cheat. I wouldn't have to cheat, Your Honor, if he showed his wife some attention. I don't get anything from him. It's porn. He has a porn fetish. That's crazy to me. I wouldn't have to have subhubs if he stepped up to take care of what he's supposed to take care of.
I need to explain what alienation of affection is. It is a cause of action in common law that most states have outlawed by statute. Very few states allow it anymore. And typically what happens is the typical alienation affection of lawsuit is a woman and man are married, they're getting along, everybody's acting kind of right. Then some hot mama, comes in with her shirt skirt and just pursues him, then takes him, and then you sue her for taking your man from you. That's what alienation of affection is. And that hasn't happened here. He hasn't cheated on you.
Oh,
have you?
No.
He tried. But the girl told it on him. She called me and sent me his texts.
Ms. Thacker, let me say something to you. I haven't met somebody so wrong and so happy in her wrong in a very, very long time, and I work at divorce court. You seem to have no affection for him. You have no moral compass. Everything is determined by how much you need and what you want. I think you go through, I don't know how you get these men to begin with. And you go through husband, as soon as they don't give you exactly what you want, you're off and you're on to somebody else. I think you picked a whole lot of bad ones because you look at them for money and not anything else. I think you deserved all that bad stuff you got because karma is a monster. You want to have a life and a love and something worthwhile, you got to be something worthwhile. And to date, you have not demonstrated that. There will be no recovery in this matter. Go, run! It is so ordered.
All right, we already saw exactly what kind of person Gervon is by this point, but I did not expect Judge Toler to close this case out this hard. So let's get into how it all wraps up, because this is about to be one of the most satisfying verdicts on the whole show. First, we get a little more context on Russell, and it honestly just makes his patience even more remarkable. Turns out Gervon actually asked him for a divorce a full year ago, and he said no, not out of denial, but because he takes his marriage vows seriously, and as long as nobody's being physically hurt, he believes a marriage is worth trying to fix. Sit with that for a second. This is a man who has already been cheated on and financially drained, and he still chose to keep fighting for the relationship out of pure principle. Then the judge asks the one question that basically ends this entire case on the spot. Why is Gervon suing for alienation of affection when she's the one who's admitted to cheating 12 separate times with multiple partners? And Russell has never once stepped out on her. And her answer is honestly wild. She says she wouldn't have to cheat if he showed his wife some attention, and then throws in that he has a porn fetish, as if that Ivan's somehow on the same level as 12 confirmed affairs. Ma'am, those are not even close to the same category of problem, and I don't think anyone watching is buying that comparison. And then the judge does something I genuinely respected. She takes a moment to actually explain what alienation of affection legally means, because most people watching probably don't know. She breaks it down as, you're married, things are fine, then some other woman comes in and deliberately steals your husband away, and that's when you'd have grounds to sue her for taking him. And then the judge just delivers the line that ends this case before it even gets to a real ruling. That hasn't happened here. He hasn't cheated on you. And Gervon, completely oblivious to how bad this makes her look, actually tries to argue back, saying, well, he tried, but the girl told on him. Sir, Sir, attempting to cheat and getting caught by the other woman calling you first is not exactly the moral high ground you think it is, especially after admitting to 12 confirmed affairs of your own. And then the judge just goes all the way in, and this might be one of the most quotable verdicts in the entire show's history. She says she hasn't met somebody so wrong and so happy in her wrong in a very long time. She tells Gervon flat out that she has no affection for him, no moral compass, that everything in her life is determined by what she needs and wants in the moment. And then she connects all the dots from the entire case. 6 husbands. Every 4 years like clockwork. A pattern of picking men for money instead of actual love and getting rid of them the second they stop giving her. Exactly what she wants. And then the line that's going to be quoted for years, I think you deserved all that bad stuff you got because karma is a monster. That's not just a ruling. That's a full character read delivered live on national television. And the actual legal outcome matches the energy perfectly. No recovery in this matter. 0, not partial, not reduced, completely dismissed. And then the judge adds one final gut punch as a send-off. You want to have a life and a love and something worthwhile, you got to be something worthwhile yourself. And to date, you have not demonstrated that. And that's not just losing a case, that's getting fully seen and fully called out for a lifetime pattern in front of an entire audience. So let's step back and look at the whole arc of this case, because it really is one of the wildest ones. A woman on her 6th marriage who openly admits she stayed with Russell partly because his family had money, who cheated 12 separate times while blaming him for not giving her attention, who blew through hundreds of dollars gambling while he quietly absorbed every loss, who tried to accuse him of cheating based on an attempt that never even happened, and she walked into that courtroom actually expecting to win money from the man she did all of this to. That takes a special kind of audacity, and the judge clearly saw right through it in about 5 minutes. Russell, on the other hand, comes out of this looking like the most patient, most forgiving person in the entire case. And honestly, if there's a real takeaway here, it's that loyalty and good faith only get you so far when you're giving it to it. Someone who was never planning to match your energy in the first place. So real talk, chat, if your partner cheated on you 12 times and blamed you for their lack of attention, would you have stuck it out for 4 years like Russell did out of principle? Or would you have walked away the very first time? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.